Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraham Guru Sakshat Parang Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhanda Mandala Karam Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Sahanao Avatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinao Adhitam Astu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All right, I forget exactly where do you remember exactly where we are? What page?
Yes, that is Viveka on page, is it 15?
15. Okay. Maitri. Oh yeah, that was about the Chandana Dasaha. Vastavam Maitriyam. Maitri, Vastavi Maitri. Vivekaha. That's what we're doing? No,
Yes.
we did that. Didn't we do
Yes.
that?
No, we started that actually 2 weeks ago with Shamandaka, but then we just did the first paragraph and then we didn't record it on that day.
All right, and we didn't do last week. What did we do last week?
No, last week we only did the previous one, the Maitri.
Okay. Oh, I get you. Okay. Good. Let's start. Let's start. Go ahead. You start.
Purvam Kalinda Raje Satyagupta Nama Raja Asit. So in the kingdom of Kalinga, there was a king by the name Satyagupta.
You know where Kalinga is? Kalinga.
I heard it. Yeah.
Kalinga Rajam Kutraeva.
Kalinga Rajam.
Kutra Vartate. Kutra Vartate.
I think it's an ancient, I think it doesn't exist. I don't know, but I heard about it, but I don't know anything.
Yeah, it's in the southern part of Orissa. So Orissa consists of Utkal. So Utkala is around Jagannath Puri. And then south of that is Kalinga. And north is Udra. And I guess there's other parts in the north. Orissa really goes to the north. So those are and there's more also, other names. So nowadays, generally speaking, if you say Kalinga, you mean Orissa. Go ahead.
Tasya putraha Kamala Pidaha. Kama. So the name of the son is Kamala Pidaha.
Yeah, Kamala Pira. So you have Kuvalaya Pira. You've heard of Kuvalaya Pira?
Yes.
So I think Kamala Pira is pretty much the Kuvalaya is also a lotus, or it could be the white, the night lily.
Mhm.
But you know, but the same principle that the elephants go into the water and destroy all the flowers.
Ah, okay.
So Kamalapita would mean an elephant. So he's named his son after an elephant.
Oh, yes. Okay.
It could have other meanings, I suppose, but that's the one that first comes to my mind.
Rajaputraha Eshaha Bahu Adhyayanam Kritavan Asid. So the son of the king did a lot of studies.
Yes.
Adhyapi,
Okay, it is Bahu Adhyayanam Kritavan. How would you change that? Make it instead of you just use the verb adhyay. Instead of saying Adhyayanam Kritavan, how would you say it if you put it into the perfect participle?
well, Adhyayati Sma would be the
Okay, that's one option. Go ahead. Anyone else? Anything else?
Adhyayat Adhyayat.
Adhyayat. Okay, that's good, right? Okay, I'll accept that one. It was it would be Adhyayanam, so it's Adhyayat. And then you have Adhitavan, right? Adhitavan. Okay, go on. Yadyapi.
Yadyapi Eshaha Ativa Buddhiman Kintu Ahankari. Even though he was very intelligent, he was how would you say ahankari, proud, or he had a lot of ego. He was
what he was proud. He was self-important.
Saha sarvada maharajam eva upahasati sma. He was always making fun of the king.
That's right. Maharajaha viveki swaputrasya dosham gyatva sa bahudha khedam anubhavati sma. So I think viveki here, if we say wise, would be good enough. You know, he's discriminating. He's intelligent. The king was wise, let's say, and he knew his son's flaw. And this knowing of his son's flaw, he felt a great deal of pain. Kedam here would be pain. So bahudha kedam anubhavati sma. He felt anubhavati. He felt much pain. Go ahead.
Maharajasya samipe Vishalam Sainyam Asid. So close to the kingdom, there was king. There was an army camp. Can you say that?
No. It's just this. Yeah. You know, here's another case of you know, the Sanskrit being calqued on modern languages or modern Indian languages, because you don't really need samipe here. As a matter of fact, samipe gets in the way, because samipe is it would mean that it was next to him, right? You know, but it just means he had a big army.
Okay, I thought it's close to his, you know, the palace. There was a camp of soldiers.
No, Sainya is it's just he had a big army.
Okay. Okay, so the king had a big army. Kadachit Rajakumaraha Sena Vishaye Uktavan. So one day the king said,
the king's son, the prince.
The king's son said in regard, so Vishaya, so the subject is the army. So he said in regard to the army?
Exactly. Yeah, so you could, this is not, this by the way, this is not, this is, you know, traditional Sanskrit, and probably it comes into the modern languages through Sanskrit. but you speak like this in Sanskrit also. Etad vishaye aham vadami. Etad vishaye. So you use the Saptami Vibhakti. About this I'm speaking.
Pitaha. Etad sainyam yartam. Asya sainyasya vardhane vritam dhanya vyayaha.
Dhana.
Dhana vyayaha. So, Father, this army is useless.
Yeah.
So the dhana vyayaha, so the money spent on the army is wasted or something like that.
Yeah. So Vardhana in expanding or increasing, the size of the army, just like you're hearing all the time nowadays in the United States, they're always saying. Right. And now, of course, I suppose that in Germany there's some debate now, but they want to increase the amount of money they're spending on the army there.
Well, they're debating now whether they should send some money and arms to Ukraine.
Yeah, that's right. So more money, we can't spend money. Okay, so here we see where Raja Kumar is, are we on his side? Kime tena prayojanam.
Yeah. So what is the purpose?
Yeah, what's the need of, what need do we have of this, or what's the use of it? Okay. Putra bhavana na janati. Bhavana na janati. Yuddha kale sainyam atyavashyakam. Tadartham sarvada sainikanam rakshanam poshanam cha karaniyam. Tatha kritam chet eva sainikaha yuddha kale pranapayam abhiganaya yuddham kurvanti. Rajyasya rakshanam kurvanti iti yuktavan raja. So putra bhavan janati, you don't know, my son. Yuddha kale sainyam atyavashyakam. At the time when there's a war, at the time of war, the army is extremely necessary. Tadartham sarvada sainikanam rakshanam poshanam cha karaniyam. For that reason, tadartham, sarvada, always, sainikanam, soldiers, rakshanam poshanam cha karaniyam. One must protect and, feed, I guess, must maintain. One must maintain and the soldiers. Tata kritam, having done like that, tata kritam ched eva. So if one has done like that, it's a bit, he likes to use chet. Tata kritam chet eva, sainikaha yuddha kale pranapayam abhiganaya yuddham kurvanti. So then the soldiers at the time of war, they abhiganaya. Okay, this abhiganaya was just doing this word. It's in the Bhagavatam. Tate prasadam viganayanti. Nate prasadam. What is it? Anyway, it says that they don't consider mukti to be your real, so not counting. Okay? Aviganayanti. Anyway, this is not exactly that in the Bhagavatam, but aviganaya, not counting, right? So ganayati, that means counting. So viganaya, aviganaya. So they don't, without, and so viganaya means to not count, and then aviganaya to not count.
Okay, double.
So Viganaya, I should open the dictionary. But anyway, the idea is that they don't take into consideration pranapayam. So apaya means to go away. So pranapaya means death, right? The loss of life. So not not taking into consideration the loss of life, they fight. Right? In other words, they'll fight without, without fear of death. They'll give you they'll sacrifice their lives. They'll give everything to fight for you in the war. So Rajasya Rakshanam Kurvanti, then they protect the nation, the country. This is what the Raja said.
Yuta samai eva dhanam datam chet bahavaha janaha labhyante. So if money is given at the time of battle, then many people will obtain it.
Well, you'll get many people. So it's janaha labhyante. So labhyante is passive. So the janaha labhyante, so many people will be gotten. So in other words, he's saying that if you have the money, then at the time of war, then you'll be able to pay people to come, and you'll get lots of people to fight.
Okay. Anakshepanena yata kakaha agachanti tata dhananena janaha amikaya.
Okay, you get this ahamikaya. So
ahamikaya. Okay.
So this is a kind of an expression that's ahamikaya. So it's aham purvam. So you have this aham purvaha. Me first, right? So ahamika usually means egotism, but ahamikaya comes from that idea. Aham purvaha, me first, right? So you have people rushing, say, like if you're read the whole sentence now. No.
Okay. Ahamikaya gachanti iti sagarvam uktavan rajakumaraha. So he says, if just
proudly,
the proud son. Yeah. So
sagarvam, this is an adverb, right? So it's an adverb. So he spoke like that.
He said it proudly. So he's making the comparison. Just as food which is thrown to the crows, just as food thrown to the crows will attract crows, or crows will come when food is thrown. In the same way, when money is given, then people who are aham.
No. They will come. Agachanti is common to both, right? Yatha kaka agachanti, tata janaha agachanti. So the anakshepanena is going with danena, but that yahamahamkaya, that's separate. So that's the way that they're going to come. In other words, they'll come fight each other to get it. They'll come rushing to be, to let me get there first. Let me get there first. That's the way they'll come. So they'll come, in a Russian tumble way, though, to get that money. That's
okay. So the son said proudly, Raja tada tushnim stitavan. So the king remained silent.
Yeah. He is stupid boy, pacifist. Yeah, no, that's it says Raja tatadine ratro putram ekatra nitavan. Meh. Don't like this sentence. But Raja Taddine Ratro, on that day, that very day, at night, he took his son, or came, well, it could either mean he took him someplace, or he, Ekatra Nitavan. So he took him to one place. They were in one place together. Ekatra means together, really. Tatra annam stapayatva putra muktavan. So I don't like this. This kutra chit would be better than ekatra here. He means somewhere. He took his son to some place. But ekatra really means together in one place. So they were in one place, you know. So to say he took him in one place, it doesn't really make full sense here to me. But anyway, tatra anna, what he means here, he means kasminschit stane. But he really, it's not even. So tatra annang stapyatva putram uktaman. So he placed some food there, and he said to his son, Putra idanim kakan ahvayatu. Iti. He says, now call the crows.
Ratro katam va kakaha agachanti. Kim bhavan murkaha iti prishtavan rajakumaraha. So how can crows come at night? Are you a fool?
Yeah.
So ask the son.
Yes. Putra na aham murkaha bhavataha avivekasya nivaranartham aham evam kritavan. Yatha ratrau annadane krite api kakaha na agachanti tataiva yuddhakale dhane datte api janaha na labhyante ataha desha rakshanartham sarvada sainyam rakshaniyam iti putram upadishtavan raja. Okay, so Putra, I'm not a fool. Naham murkaha. Bhavatah avivekasya nivaranartham aham evam kritaman. Aham eva kritaman. Evam kritaman. I did it like this. I did all this in order to nivaranam, in order to eliminate or to get rid of or to your lack of discrimination. Bhavataha avivekasya, of your lack of discrimination or your lack of judgment. Nivaranartham, in order to get rid of or in order to eliminate. Aham evam kritavan, I did it like that for that purpose. Yatha ratro annadane krite api kakah na agachanti. So just like at nighttime, even if you give food, the crows don't come. Tataiva, in the very same way, yuddha kale, at the time of war, dhane datte api, even if you give money. So this is a saptami, you know, these two are saptami locative, right? Saptami. So annadane krite api, even if it's given, or dhane datte api, so even if you give money, janaha na labhyante, people will not be, you won't get people. Ataha desha rakshanartham sarvada sainyam rakshaniyam. So therefore, to protect the country, one should always maintain an army. Iti putram upadishtavan raja. Okay, good example.
I really don't understand the argument of the prince. So because he said the king wants to increase the army, and but then the son says, the army is in, many people will come when wealth is destroyed. What's the problem?
He's saying, okay, look, in the time of peace, when you don't need the army, you know, yuddha, yadi yuddham nasti, tada sainyasya sainyam kinchit na karoti, sarve nirarthakam vasanti. Sarva Sainikaha Nakinchit Kurvanti Eva Tadartham Shanti Samaye Sainyasya Nishprayojanatvam Yuddha Kale Yadi Avashakam Bhavati Yuddha Kale Tada Dhanam Datwa Janam Lapsyante. You don't get them in the peacetime. They don't need them. So you just when it's time for war, then you say, okay, here's money, come and fight.
And then he also, so okay, so at the time of war, then also not more people are coming.
He's saying what this is before you have nationalism, right? This is like, I mean, the whole point in what this is what for instance, in the current situation, you could say that the Russians were not expecting the Ukrainians to fight back so hard, and so because they were thinking that they were not taking into account that people don't fight just for money. Right? So here he's saying that if you give money, then people will come and fight. But then people will fight. People will if the army, they're getting when people go into the army nowadays, what are they thinking? They're not just going because they want to fight for their country. That's kind of in the back of their mind, but really they want to do a lot of other things that they get trained. They get trained in all kinds of different things. They get an education. They also get a good pension. And there's a lot of benefits from going into the army. But then the thing is that if there is need for it, if they have to fight, then they have to fight. I mean, they're thinking like that, but there's a lot more to it than just fight, than just that. Nava, right? Go on, we got lots of time here. Let's do another one. Sahavasaha. So sahavasaha means living together, right? Sahavasaha means with living. So we don't know what it means here in this connection, but let's have a look. You can start.
Kashti choraha asid. Ekasmin dine saha choryartam raja bhavanam pravishtavan. So there was a thief. One day, for the purpose of stealing, he entered the Raja Bhavan. Is it the palace or the king's
Yes,
building?
yes, the king's palace.
Tatra Maharagni Shaitavati Asti. So there is the queen's sleeping quarter.
No. Shaitavati is the perfect participle again.
Oh.
So I think what he's saying, Shaitavati means lying down, right? So this is a kind of it's a more difficult verb. That's why he's using the perfect participle. Anvasheta, something like that would be the past. Shete is the normal. Like
so the queen.
The present tense, third person singular is shete. Anyway, so Shaitavati, she was lying down.
And why is it then Asti? Why is it in combination with?
Yeah, she had. Well, I don't know why he's using the present, because he's got asit here, right? So there was a thief, and so she was, is Shaitavati asit. Where was Shaitavati? It would be, it would probably be better to use a present participle in asit, right? So oh boy, well, I would use, yes, it's Atmanepada. So you would say Shayamana Asit. Shayamana, I think it's a Shayamana. But anyway, she was sleeping there. That's the mean what he's saying.
Parshvamanche Raja Api Asti. And the king was also, he had his bed next to her.
Yeah, he was sitting on the bed next to her. Well, he doesn't say whether he was lying down or sitting. Would have been good if she's lying down. I mean, you get the impression she's sleeping, but no, he's sitting next to her and they're talking. Right? Go ahead, Tayoho.
Tayoho parasparam sambhashanam prachalati. So they were engaging in a conversation with each other.
That's very good, right? So Ragi, the Maharaja, Putri, well, now you see the thing, she says Maharaja, but usually what they say, you know, what the usual, do you know the usual form of address that a queen addresses her husband or king?
No.
She's usually says Arya Putra.
Ah.
That's it. So it's in this is very famous because in the Brahmara Gita, right? You know the Brahmara Gita in the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes. Yeah.
In the Brahmara Gita, there the word Arya Putra, the Gopi, the Radha who's speaking, she addresses Krishna as Arya Putra. But this is so for Jiva Goswami, this is important because that's the way that a wife, a queen, addresses her husband, or not necessarily just a queen, but any dharmic wife. She talks to her husband, calls him Arya Putra. Arya means the father-in-law. So the son of the respected father-in-law.
Oh, so I thought Arya means like a noble person.
Yeah, well, it means, yes, it is, but it refers specifically to the father-in-law.
Oh.
So you address the, or you know, it could be more than that, but it means the inheritor of the glories of your father.
Oh.
That kind of thing. So it's a very specific kind of term that's being used, you know, very formal form of address. Arya Putra. Anyway, go on. Is it me or you? Who is it?
No, you.
Yeah, so Putri, Putri Vivaha Vayaska iti Smarati Kila Bhavan. So do you remember that it is that your daughter, Putri, Vivaha Vayaska. So this ka here, Vayaha means age, right? So Vivaha, age. She is the age of marriageable age. That ka that's being added here, because Vayas is the Vayas is that S is part of the word Vayaha, right? It's Vayas, it's an askaranta. Vayasi, Vayasa, Vayasam, all these words. So, you know, Vayaska is just making it a Bahuvrihi. So she has the age of marriage. She is of marriageable age. So do you remember? It's time for her to get married. In other words, to make some arrangements. Get out there and find her a husband.
Raja, Priye, Smarami Tat, Sarvamapi Kale Sambhavishyati. Kim Artam Idanim Tvara. So the king says, my dear, I remember that. Everything comes in due course of time.
Oh, yes, very good, right. Or everything will be, yes, everything comes or everything is possible, like that. But here, I don't think it means necessarily just possible. I think you're right. Just that everything will happen in the course of time.
So what is the need to hurry?
Yes, that's right. Twara means hurrying. So what for, you know, what purpose, why are you in such a hurry today? So Ragi Vivaha Yukte Kale Eva Bhavet Kila. Tadartham Shigram Varanveshanam Karaniyam. So Yukte Kala. So Yukte here means in the appropriate, right? So Vivaha Yukte Kale Eva Bhavet Kila. So should well, basically she's saying, will there be a marriage at the right time, at the auspicious moment? Will it happen? And so, tadartham, for that purpose, shigram, quickly, varan veshnam, seek out a husband. Vara here means husband. Karaniyam. So vara is an interesting word for means for the groom. Usually it's the talking about the bride and groom. So the vara has something to do with being chosen, right? So he is the chosen one. Anyway, it means the groom. So you must quickly find a groom for her, so that the marriage can take place at the appropriate auspicious moment.
Raja Badre Chinta Mastu Asmakam Putri Sundari Asti Ataha Tasyaha Krite Varan Veshanam Na Kashtakaram. So the king says, oh, auspicious one, don't worry.
Yeah, chintang mastu. There's no problem. No, we're nothing to worry about.
Our daughter is beautiful. So there's no problem finding her a husband.
Yeah, kashta karam. So that's easy. Kashta karam. Kashta means difficulty. Karam, making difficulty. So it will not be difficult to find or you know, looking for a husband for her will not be a difficult task, something like that. Ragi, kim ativa sulabham, tadrishaha varaha kutra santi. So kim ativa sulabham, what is so easily found, right? So sulabham is the opposite of durlabham. So kim ativa sulabham. So she's asking, what is kim here is not a question marker, but it's you know, it says kim sulabham. What is so very easy to find? In other words, you're oversimplifying things here, right? So just get this in hand here. Okay. Tadrishaha varaha kutra santi. So where are such kinds of husbands, or such kinds of, you know, appropriate marriageable men? Go on. You got
Raja.
it? No problem there?
Yes. Raja Nagarasya Samipe Rishi Ashrama Asti Kila Tatra Yogyaha Rishi Kumaraha Nivasanti. So close to the city, there's an ashram of sages. Isn't there an ashram?
It's like he's making it isn't there. So this kila, I'm also trying to, you know, see how this word kila is being used, but you know, he's asking a question here. So is there not? So it seems like makes it a negative question.
So he knows there is one, and he's just telling her, isn't there an ashram? So like he's pointing out Tatra Yogya. So there are some suitable young rishis living. Yeah,
sons of, you know, so Rishi Kumara. This isn't that Rishi Kumara? That's Babaji's brother's name. Was it Rishi?
No, Rishi Pal is it.
Rishi Pal. It's the opposite. So it's a Kshatriya name. Rishi Pala is Rishi Kumara, and Rishi Pala not the same thing. Rishi Kumara, Nivasanti. So there are some worthy sons of rishis living there. Could call it that. Te
Vidyavantaha, Dimantaha, Sabyaha cha. So they are knowledgeable, intelligent, and cultured. Yes,
cultured. Yeah, so sabya.
Okay, I have a question here.
Yes, so sabya comes from sabha, right? Sabha means sabha is an association, you could say, or it's the common room, the court, right? The court is the sabha, a place where the, you know, people come to meet. So a person who's sabya is someone who is, you know, who is worthy to sit in the assembly, you could say like that. So in other words, you know, he's presentable.
Yeah. So could you just remind me of the difference between vat and matup suffix, the mat and vat?
Yeah, exactly. So that's very good. So you have so vat and mat, they're both matup. But if you have a or a at the end of the word, so the word here is vidya. So when you have vidya, then you use va.
Yes.
When it's ending in any other vowel, or then you use the ma.
Yes. Okay.
So it's you know, so it's going to be the, you know, what would happen? Vayas vayo. Yeah, I have to think for a second, but if it doesn't end in a vowel, what happens? You can get vidya one. Anyway, if it ends in a or a, it's with a va, and if it ends in any other vowel, it's a ma. And I'm not quite sure what happens when you have a consonant, if there is a consonant. So can you have a consonant? Madvantaha, and you use the va. I think it can be either. Anyway, va.
Okay. So Teshu Kinchit Yogyam Rishi Kumar.
Kanchit is kanchit here.
Kanchit Yogyam Rishi Kumaram Anvishyamaha. Among them, we will find a suitable young Rishi or son of Rishi.
Yeah, Rishi Kumar. Yeah, so Teshu, from among them, amongst them we will find. Go ahead. That's good. So Teshu, amongst them, we will seek out. We seek out. So Anvishyamaha, Anvishyamaha is actually present tense, even though it looks like a future.
Could you explain why is it kanchit?
Kanchit. No, kanchit is the accusative singular. It's masculine.
And
so it's come. So come would be the accusative singular. Kamchit. So kanchit. Yeah. So kanchit. We'll find some suitable.
Yes. Right. Suitable young rishi.
Yeah.
Putriyaha vivaha karishyamaha. So then we will arrange the marriage of our daughter.
There you go. Vivaham. Ragi. Tatra sundaraha varaha santi kim. Are there handsome men there amongst them? Rishi Kumar, unshaven, slobs. And Tatra sundaraha varaha santi kim. Well, you see the Brahmins in Vrindavan with their nice dhotis. Right. So anyway, aham api drashtumichami kadaga chama. I don't know why they're using this. So when do we go? I don't know why she's using the lot here. Why not just when do we go? Kadagamishyamaha. Can you say future? Aham kamiti was his kadaga chama. Why is she using the plural here? Why not the dual? Kadaga chavaha. That's what I would say. Ahamapi drashtumichami. I also want to see.
Maybe they always have a big royal following.
What?
They have the servants. The servants come with them, and the.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This is Sadol Bole. Sadala Balena. Okay, go ahead. Twara.
Raja. Twara.
I think that should be a ma. I think the ma.
Yeah. We have gastu. Yeah, then okay. Tvara mastu. Mama idanim Raja. Raja Karyani Santi. So don't be in a hurry. Now I have some state affairs to take care of. Tatapi sadyaha eva gamishyamaha. But then immediately we will go.
Well, we'll go very soon. Yeah. Even so, tatapi, we'll go very soon. Choraha etat sarvam shrutavan. Sa chintitavan. Aham idanim choryam nakaromi. Rishyashramam gachami. Rishi Kumara iva acharami. Raja agamishyati mam drakshyati. Mama putriyaha esha eva varaha bhavatu iti angikarishyati. Bhavishyanka va janati. Idanim choryena kinchit eva dhanam labhyate. Yadi yatha katanchit. Raja putriyaha patihi bhavishyami. Tarhi samagram rajyameva lapsyate kila iti. So the thief, choraha etat sarvang shrutaman. The thief, he heard all of this. Sachintitavan, and he thought as follows. Aham idanim choryang nakaromi. Today I will not, or this use of the present tense, sometimes the tenses don't quite ring properly. So aham idanim choryam na kuryam. I shouldn't steal today. Nakarishyami. I will not steal today. Nakaravani. I must not steal today. Just using the present tense. I do not steal today. Right? Rishyasramam gachami. I will go, I'll go to the ashrama of the seers. Rishi Kumaraha iva acharami. And I will act or behave like a Rishi Kumara, like one of these Brahmin boys. Raja agamishati. The king will come. Mam drakshati. He will see me. Mama putriyaha esha eva varaha bhavatu iti angi karishyati. And he will say, he will accept, or he will accept angi karishyati. Mam angi karishyati. Maybe a cha would have been useful there. Mam drakshati mama putriyaha esha eva varaha bhavatu. Let this one be the husband of my daughter. He will accept me. He will take me then. So bhavishyam kaha va janati. Who knows what the future holds? Bhavishyam kaha. Bhavishyam just means the future. So bhavishyam kaha va janati. Who knows the future? Idanim choryena kinchideva dhanam labhyate. Today, by robbery, by thievery, kinchit eva dhanam labhyate. Only a little wealth is gained. Yadika yataka thanchit. If somehow or other, rajaputriyaha pati bhavishyami. If somehow or other I become the husband of the princess, tarhi samagram rajameva lapsyate kila iti. Then maybe I'll get the whole kingdom, right? So then, will I not get the whole kingdom? Samagram, the entire kingdom. Lapsyate, that's the future. Lapsyate is the future, and it is the same in the present and the passive, right? Lapsyate, because lab is usually atmanepada, and so the future, because of this ya here, it's the same both in the present, in the active and the passive, in the active atmanepada and the passive.
Could you explain the role of va in that sentence? Pavishyam kaha.
Yeah, that's just, this is being used quite often. This is just used as a question marker, right? So just augmenting the kaha. So bhavishyam kangva kohova. Who then? So it's just like kind of a vakya alankara that's being added to kaha. It doesn't really, it's just adding the interrogative sense of that. It doesn't really have any. Who then knows? Or does anybody know what the future holds? Go ahead.
Choraha rishyashrama gatavan tatra rishi kumaraha iva vyavyaharam kritavan. So the thief went to the ashram of the rishis. There he behaved like a rishi.
Go ahead, sorry. Acharane
sahajata bhavit kila. So acharena, by behaving.
No, it's not by behaving. It's just in behaving. So he's saying sahajata. So sahaja means naturalness.
Yeah.
So naturalness in behaving, bhavet kila. Would he, so he's just asking a question. It's a rather awkward question, but he's saying, would he have, would he behave naturally like that? He's a thief, he's coming there and he's in the.
Yeah. So that's unusual that the storyteller is asking a question. You know, it's like a narrator suddenly.
Yes, well, it can happen.
Okay. Tadartam choraha pratakale utishtavan sma. For that purpose, the thief got up in the morning.
Yeah.
Nadi jalena snanam karoti sma. He took bath in the river. Sarvada deva dhyanam karoti sma. He always meditated on the gods. Pujanam adhyanam ityadikam api karoti sma. He did puja, he studied, and so on. Iti and all, and so on. Yeah, all these things he did. Evam eva saptaha dvayam atitam. So in this way, 2 years went by.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm thinking it. That was quick, huh? Yeah.
Saptaha, a week. Right. Chorasya manaha idanim rishi jivane asatam. The mind of the thief now became like that of a rishi, or
No, it became attached.
Attached. Asat. Yeah, right. Asatam. How so became attached to living like a rishi?
Yeah, to the life of he became attached to the life of a rishi. Well, 2 weeks. That was quick.
That's very good.
That's the story I heard the other day. This was I think it was one apparently one devotee was criticizing. He was saying that now you get these people, and someone came up, Kaschid Agatavan, Saprichati, Tam Guru Manyam. Somebody's thinking he's Guru Manyam. He's thinking he's a guru. So it says, Bhavan, Kada Bhavan Shuddha Nama Kartum Arabata. When did you start to chant the pure name? Japtum Arabata Kada. So when did you start? It says, Aham Sarvada. Janmataha aham shuddha nama karomi. So the answer was that I, from my birth, Janmataha, Janmavadi, aham shuddha nama japami. I chant the holy names purely. And then the same person went to another sadhu and said, Bhavan kada shuddha nama karoti. And the answer says, Japati. And he answered, aham Ashiti Varshad Paryantam Nama Japami Tatapi Ekamapi Shuddha Nama Nakritavan Idanimapi. So Ashiti Varshani Aham Nama Japami. I chant the name Namani Japani, Krishna Namani Japami. I'm chanting the names for 80 years. Tatapi Ekavaramapi Aham Shuddha Nama Nakritavan. I didn't even chant once the pure name. So this is the same. So here he's in 2 weeks, he's already become the, All right. Eka Pakshanantaram. So Paksha is 2 weeks. Eka Pakshanantaram Raja Agatavan. Sarvanapi Rishikumaran Parishilitavan. This Chora must have been very handsome, I'm thinking. Chora Drishtva.
He wasn't convinced.
Because he said he was one ugly Chora, and then he would have, he'd never come up with the idea. But he must have been very handsome. So Chora Drishtva, Esha Eva Varaha Bhavatu Iti Manasi Nirnitavan. Chora Samipamagatya Prarthitavan Arya Kripaya bhavan mama putryaha pani grahanam karotu iti. So 2 weeks went by and the king came. After 2 weeks, he parishilitavan, parishilanam. This is, anushilanam, parishilanam. It means that he looked over. It doesn't really mean looking over, but I mean he examined each of the Rishi Kumaras in the ashram, and he saw the thief, and he thought this one should be the proper husband, right? This should be this one alone should be the Varaha, should be the chosen husband for my daughter. Iti manasi nirnitavan. So he decided this, nirnitavan, nirnaya. He determined this in the mind. Chora samipam agatya prarthitavan, and he came to the thief and said to him, or asked him, Arya, so there you say, O noble one, kripaya bhavan mama putryaha pani grahanam karotu. Please accept the hand of my daughter. Please, kripaya here is please, mercifully accept the hand of my daughter.
Danim choraha uktavan. Purvam aham etat artam eva prayatnam kritavan. The thief then said, previously I have made an effort for that purpose.
Yes.
Rishi Jivanasya Anukarnam Kritavan. I acted like
Anukarana means imitated.
I imitated the life or the behavior of the rishis.
That's right.
Panchadasha dinani atra vasam kritavan. So for 15 days I lived like that.
Yeah.
Idanim tu etesham sahavasena sara vivekam praptavan asmi. Okay. But now, by living like this.
Well, etesham, no, but it's by living together with these
them,
people.
By living with them, with these people, I'm discriminating, or I have the intelligence to see the sara, the essence.
Well, sara, to distinguish between what is, meaningful and what is not meaningful, between the essence and then what's substantial and what is not substantial. In other words, I'm able to tell what is real and what's not real. What is important. And sara, I guess, would mean what is important and not important. Ataha
idanim aham bhogam na ichami iti. So therefore now I don't desire sense gratification, or how do you say?
Let the king go and wait another 2 weeks and see what happens. Let it, or wait 1 year. He'll be kicking himself for the next 40 years of his life. He'll be saying, I had the chance. Why didn't I? What am I doing here in this ashram?
That's true. That's just the initial enthusiasm.
Right. So, evam rishi jananam sahavasena choraha api rishi kumara iva nispriha sanjataha. So in this way, by living together with the sages, the thief, even though he was a thief, became like one of the Rishi Kumaras, free of desire. He became free of desire. Okay, well, we went over time a little bit. Maybe I'll split this in two. We did 2 stories. Okay, very good. With you, it goes fast. maybe I don't explain well enough, but I hope that anybody else following here will also benefit. I think it's good. You can always slow down. That's what I always say. This one good thing about YouTube is that you can slow the speed down. I don't know if you can do that on I don't know if you can do it on the Zoom recordings, but on YouTube, you can slow down the speed to 75%. And then it's much easier to follow when things goes fast. I often
just now Shamantaka joined. I think she didn't realize that we have changed the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I did not know. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Actually, from my side, we can also change it back. It doesn't make any difference to me. So if it's more convenient for you to have it now, then we can do it next time.
I just actually I thought that we decided to shift 1 hour later, but I just decided to check what is going. Maybe it's now, but I was sure it 1 hour later. But
yeah,
now
1 hour
I
later
realized that it is 1
Okay,
hour
well, look.
earlier.
Well, you two guys decide. You decide between.
Yeah, and anyway, next Saturday, I hope I will be in Pandharpur on Bhumi Puja, which Swami Vishwananda will do on the place of future ashram in Pandharpur. It is exactly 4 p.m. Indian time on Saturday. So if I will be really there, so to next Saturday, it would not be possible for me to present.
Okay. All right then. Well, we'll just go on as for, if 7 o'clock is good for you. I mean, 7 of my time, 7 o'clock. But
I mean, for me, it's like the worst time actually. It's just,
it's a good time for you.
It's my lunchtime. It's totally my lunchtime. I mean, I'm cooking. I have to cook, so I'm.
Okay. Well, you just get back to me and tell me what time you want. I'm.
If we can do it actually 1 hour later from as Shamantaka said, that would be much better for me.
All right, let's do it. 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Great. No problem.
Thank you.
I thought you were the one who wanted the change.
Either I made a mistake in calculation, maybe I calculated, maybe I miscalculated. I don't know.
Okay.
But sorry.
No problem. Jai Sri Radhe.
Jai
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Purnam Madaha Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate Om Shantihi 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.